I'm gonna be reviewing what I think is the best fire pit out there, the Biolite. I also have the carrying bag, so I'm gonna be opening them and going through them with you. Here's the battery, lithium battery. You can charge things. It's a USB drive right here. That's where you can plug in your phone. This is the port to charge it with. As I showed you, the button power on. It comes with right here charging cable, and then all you do is put it like this, and it's very easy to fit. Just kind of like mount it on. That's it. So then you basically turn it on, turn the fan on. You can hear it, and then the air comes in this tubes right here, and that's what feeds the oxygen to the fire. You see those little holes? You can hear the fan working, and it fits. So then you can control how much air all there's left to do is to the legs. Came out. I'm assuming this is where you pull it this way to get the ashes out, but I can't get it back in there. It looks like it should just go right in, but I just can't do it. I'm pressing it and it just like doesn't. You see, it should just go in. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but I can't get it back in. My God, it's freaking November. It's like 90 degrees. It's so hot. So I love the look. I love the size of it. Now let's just see how the bag fits with it. It's like a pretty thick material. It feels very sturdy, durable. I've seen people talking about when they bring this carrying bag that they use this to carry wood with it. So it's like a pretty good idea, I think. So now for this test, what a better way to test the fire pit than to bring it camping. So we are in Red Rock, California. I'll show you the setup later because we just arrived here not long ago, so we're trying to finish up the table and the tent setup. But I got some paper bags. That's what we usually use as kindling to start up a fire. So very soon I actually have to go and get firewood because the campsite, because the visitor center is closed. So yeah, so here it is. So I'm gonna get firewood. Hopefully it's open because it's like literally a 4-minute drive, maybe 3-minute drive from here. But if it's closed, that means I'm gonna have to drive to the Mojave town. And the sun is coming down, so I don't feel like driving back. But look at the sun, how it's moving. You see how the shade is coming up fast. So we don't have that much time. So here's this place called Jawbone, and it looks like it's a lot of off-roading. People come here, they sell gasoline, they have a little store, they have a little bar. It looks cool to hang out. $12 a bundle, that's steep. When I was at Ralph's in LA, it was $9. But I was like, let's just buy it on the campsite to support the campground. But no one's there, so it's still a little bit more, but it's staying local, so that's good, you know. So the temperature is dropping pretty fast. It's not gonna be freezing temperature, but looking at the forecast, it's supposed to be in the lower 40s. So we're gonna set up the fire right now. Now I haven't set up this fire pit, but I'm just gonna use it the way I would set up a normal fire. So maybe some paper bags, and we have a fire starter. And then he just brought me this firewood, the one that I went through, $12 for this bag. It's light, so I think it should light up pretty nicely. Okay, time to turn the fan on, I think. So then, okay, I'm getting smoke. There it is. Maybe a little more. So you can hear the engine going. And I think it's definitely helping.
So cool.
Right?
You have the air on?
Yeah. And I feel like once this piece of wood is going, then we can add a second one. We want to make sure this one is on. You know, you see how the smoke just got reduced very fast with the fan going on. Okay, let's increase the fan speed just to see what happens. And full power. That's so cool.
It pretty much disappeared.
Mm-hmm. And I think if you let it go, minimize it, that's when we'll see where the fire is at. Yep.
Ooh, it's gonna go up.
Yeah, you better keep it going for a little bit.
So it needs to keep going.
We should get some
some tennis balls for Bambi. She likes tennis balls.
Yeah.
Her mouth goes like this when she has tennis balls.
Okay. So
Her mouth goes like this.
one fan going on, and it's anything you have to kind of figure out when you first have something for when you're using something for the first time. And one fan, I feel like it's needed to keep that fire going. And another thing is that the sand right where we are is damp, it's wet, and this wood was in an outside storage, so maybe it's a little humid, and that's why it's smokier and taking a little bit longer than usual. But so far, I don't know if we could keep going a fire like this with this situation without this fan. So I think it's going great. Look at this. And what I love is the fact that you can go and feel the heat around it, and you can see through it. That's one of the coolest parts. We've been using the airflow like every time we are about to put a new log, but in there you can see those dots.
That's where the air comes out.
Where the air is coming out from those little, you see in the back, the metal tube right there with the holes. That's where the airflow comes out. But in there you can see how it's like heating up the log. So now Brent and I over here are holding the fire with our hands because we're cooking beer broth on the other side. So we decided, well, Emily came up with the idea of moving the fire closer to where I'm cooking, so I'm not alone, and we can just bring it, set it down.
And these things are so cold.
Yeah, they're cold. You can't touch this, and it's not hot at all. So that's a benefit that I love having from a fire that you can just move. And there are so many situations where you might want to relocate the fire, and that's one of the best things I think that this fire pit has to offer. Okay, so now the fan is not going, and finally the fire is definitely going without any assistance. And what's nice is that the kids can feel the heat from, around their legs. Also, the airflow is better because on a lot of the fire pits, it's just like a cylindrical shape, like metal thing. So the airflow might not be the best. So we left the fire pit out last night, and we used about 3 bundles for the whole night. We started the fire at about 5:30, and then we went until 12:30. What I really like about this fire pit is that it fits one log this way, and they're usually cut in a way that they fit perfectly. So I think you burn slower, meaning, well, you can control it with the fan. You can burn through the wood really fast, or you can slow it down, but you have the control of eliminating the smoke and getting the flame higher if you need to. But one of the things that I love is how efficient the wood became. But also, most importantly, is, look, this is right next to our table right here, and the fire pit that we have, it's pretty good because a lot of times this is a little higher to the ground, so then you sit around it, but you need a lot more wood to warm people up. And just the size of that fire pit allows, and the fact that you can see the flame around, you can sit around it closer, meaning you need less fire and you can warm up the same people. We were six, so that was the one concern that I had, was how many people can sit around it. We were 6 and we had enough space for probably a couple more or 3 more people around. So you can warm up 9 people with that small fire pit because you can sit so much closer. So we're gonna have another bonfire tonight, another fire. We have 4 bundles for tonight. We'll see if I can turn it better this time. But it usually just takes a little bit of trial and error figuring something out. But so far, we loved it. When I read that it's smokeless, I'm like, well, some people don't like the smell of smoke. I love the smell of smoke. It's just like when you go back home and you smell your clothes, and you're like, oh, it smells like a bonfire. Like there's nothing like it. Same when you're cooking on charcoals and steak. I like that smell. So, but you still get that smell, but I don't know if it's as strong. I don't know if I can tell, but it's definitely, you still get a little bit of smoke. You just control it more. So there you have my review. I think it's the best fire pit out there. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. And I hope that you get to have a bonfire soon because they're so fun. Thanks for watching and make sure you check out my channel.